fans on the bow, a dream come true. That is some moment. Aguero!
Welcome to Sport from the Bleachers. Results and opinions for the fans, by the fans. Grand final edition. Lads, we've been off for a couple of weeks. We've all had something go on. So I just want to run through what's happened over the last couple of weeks. The AFL decided Collingwood needed to be in a grand final. The only way to stop the Orange Tsunami was put the whistle away. They got that bad. They felt that bad that the AFL felt that bad. They gave a brown lad to a bloke that got votes when he didn't even play, pretty much. So the AFL's really not sure on what they're doing. Foxtel are back. Foxtel hate Penrith and have just gone absolutely Burko on Penrith and how bad they are and whatever else. So fuck you, Foxtel. And a listener sent in a couple of facts about our team, Manchester United. So before I introduce you, let me run through some records broken so far this season. Manchester United hadn't conceded 4 goals in a Champions League group game in 28 years until Eric Ten Hag. Manchester United hadn't conceded 3+ goals in 3 consecutive games since 1978 until Eric Ten Hag. Manchester United had never lost at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium until Eric Ten Hag. Manchester United hadn't lost the opening 2 away games since 1973-74 until Eric Ten Hag. Still going. Manchester United hadn't conceded more than 1 goal in 4 consecutive league games since 1979 until, say it with me, Eric Ten Hag. Manchester United had never conceded 2 goals in the opening 4 minutes of a Premier League game at Old Trafford. Say it again, until Eric Ten Hag. And last one, sent in by the listener who I'll let JB describe in a few words in a minute. Manchester United had never conceded 23 shots in 1 game at Old Trafford in Premier League history until Eric Ten Hag. Now, boys, welcome. And JB, all 4 of your teams are in the grand final this week in both comps, so congratulations.
Thank you, sir. No, it's good. It's been a good weekend. Spoiled for choice.
And Youngin, same. All 4 teams are in.
You two enjoy the podcast. I'm out. I'll see you later.
Oh, no, I forgot to add. Yeah, no, I'm not adding. Go. Boys, welcome.
How are you, mate?
Thanks for the intro, Hedo. Well done.
No, so JB, can you enlighten our listeners on who sent that in, please?
Luke Parker, no doubt.
Yeah, that was our little pony mate, Lukey Parker. He's our Arsenal tragic and, listen to the show. But I got a good laugh out of that during the week. It was good.
He's got some chirp about him, the little fuckwit.
No, his chirp's probably
he's the biggest bottle drop of 2022, so he needs to be quiet.
I think he's going to his bottom lip's going to drop in the next few weeks with all the injuries Arsenal have got. So let's just see how many more facts he sends through in the next couple of weeks. But boys, big week. JB, the Pies are in now. The old sphincter must have been really, really tight when the tsunami was coming. There was a massive weather warning at some stage that the tsunami was coming, and it nearly did.
Yeah, that was pretty stressful. It's a funny game. We started well, very well, but in that middle part of the game, we didn't even kick a goal in the second quarter, and they just really had us all around the contest and around the ground, and that at the end there when Jesse Hogan kicked that goal to get them within 1 point, I did think they had all the momentum. I thought they got the time, but luckily, we were able to hold them out and just grind.
Now it won't be a talking point, but how does Jordan De Goey spend 7 minutes on the pine in the toughest part of the game, best player on the field, and they couldn't get him back on? Won't be spoken about, I know, because Collingwood won.
No, it has been spoken about massively.
It has?
Yeah. So he was on there for 12 minutes or something, I think.
Yeah.
Now, Yeah, there was just because they're very funny. Like, I mean, we'll stand here from the crowd and just say, just someone get off.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's part of the game. I suppose you'd never forgive yourself if you ran off and then your player's free. So they just could not, because there's no goals getting scored. They just couldn't get that matchup to change him. But look, he won us that game.
And Braden Maynard couldn't take out their best player this week. He struggled to take out their best player in the first 2 minutes.
No, he'll do it. He'll do it this week. He doesn't have to worry about suspensions now.
Yeah. Well, let's not start that. We do a whole podcast on it.
But hey, look, I do agree.
And how?
I know you.
Collingwood, fuck Collingwood.
Hang on. I'll address a point you brought up about the umpiring. I agree. There was a good 4 to 5, higher tackles direct to GWS that should have been paid. They weren't be paid.
Yeah.
A lot of hole. And look, I think
I'm not saying it would have won in the game, right? But it would have put Collingwood under more pressure. That's all.
Oh, 100%. But I Kane Corns brought it up during the week, mate. Look, I agree.
Good listener of the show, Kane too. Loved it.
Yeah. I agree that if you want to put the whistle away, just to get a bit more flowing, but it's hard to do it that much of a drastic turn from the home and away season to the finals. It's hard to see, but anyway, we got through. Your Lions got through, so
look, the Lions got through, and congratulations to Lachie Neale, Brownlow medalist. So we'll get onto that game and talk about the Brownlow. Now, Lachie Neale polled in a game where he got basically 4 touches and didn't play for half the game and still got 3 points.
Yeah.
There was also some stuff going on. I don't know if you boys have seen it, but one of the Sydney boys got some votes in a game, and they were actually laughing about it on the table because the bloke had 10 touches and spent more time on the bench than he did on the game, and the umpires give him a Brownlow vote.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. There's been a lot that's highlighted massively down here, like Jason Horne-Francis.
He got 10 touches at some point, didn't he?
Yeah, he got 10. He had 10 disposals and got 3 votes. And that game you talk about, Lachie Neale got 3 votes. He had 13 touches, but Charlie Cameron kicked 7 goals.
Yeah,
and didn't get best on the ground.
Danaher had more touches than him.
Yeah. So look, it's a bit silly that, but I suppose Gill put it right. I suppose Gill McLaughlin. It is. I guess it's just that mystique, and I suppose it does keep everyone guessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Lions were good. The Lions were good, lads. 5 goals down at quarter time. Eric Hipwood kicks one just before on the siren of the first quarter, and then they just blew them away.
Yeah, they at the start it was a bit weird, like Carlton got the jump on them. You can never count Brisbane out, but they come home.
But do you think that's the week off too? Because we'll get into the Penrith Broncos game too, and both the Broncos and the Panthers both started slow as well, and Collingwood again started slow, but both finished off. All 4 winning teams finished off pretty strong, so it could be the week off too, starting slow.
Yeah, it's a hard one, Yeah, it's pros and cons with the week off. You do get a rest, but you do want to keep that momentum, I suppose. But they did look good though. It's gonna be a tight.
I've got an issue with the game.
Yeah.
Well, back to same game multi, as I sent it to you lads in the group chat. All I needed was Charlie Cameron to kick 2 goals. Mate.
What happened?
Kick and drop punt.
Oh,
Charlie.
Mate. I tell you.
Steps around, hits the post twice, kicks one left-footed into the crowd. It was harder to hit the crowd than it was to kick the goal. Mate, I just needed another goal. He had 44 attempts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that whole banana kick, just straight back, mate. But anyway.
Do you need some tipping advice, Heddo?
Yeah, well, we'll get onto yours in a minute. And for those that have taken our punts all year and are living out on the street while it's raining at the moment, we apologise. But We've had a couple of good punts over the last couple of weeks when we've been off, and we'll get on to Jigsaw Jeff's punting as we go. Now, boys, look, let's continue on. We're on the AFL train, and we'll keep going. For me, the Lions are going in better than I think the Pies are. Taylor Adams was, I think, JB ruled out today. Is that correct?
Yeah,
so obviously Dan McStay out. Taylor Adams been ruled out.
Adams didn't. He got dropped.
But he's done a hammy. But he's not getting up for the game.
No. He's been ruled out. McStay's out, and Frampton is going to come in for McStay. So he's a tall back defender. And then I'll keep Ginnivan as the sub, I'd say.
And keep Jeremy Howe down back.
Yeah, I reckon they'll start Frampton up forward. He played there early in the year for a couple of games, but they'll just see how you go. They might end up swapping Howe down, but they might just do that mid game or something. We'll just see. But
now
Paul,
it's the two best.
Just on side note, I feel for Noble. I feel for him. He's played 95% of the games, the series, the season, and
still can't get a run.
Nah, he's not going to get in. So
now, boys, it's been the best two teams. I said the Lions at the start of the year, and I'm not going to back away from it. There's an MCG hoodoo, we get it, but it's grand final day. It's going to be 30-odd degrees. JB, am I right? It's about 36 up here.
Yeah, at the moment they're saying 29. So, yeah.
So it's going to be warm.
Perfect day.
Perfect day for footy. But, boys, I'm on board the Lions. I like them what they do. Danaher, Hipwood and Charlie Cameron look like they've got their forward line functioning at the moment. And I think they kick a winning score.
Yeah.
But if it's tight, if it's 54-53 like it was against the Giants, Collingwood win. But I think if Collingwood, if Brisbane get to a lead, I think they kick on. And Josh Dunkley gets
okay. Yeah, right.
Because I've got a bet on about that too.
Okay.
Mate.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Dan?
Collingwood. I think Collingwood by easy.
Oh, mate.
Oh,
I think easy.
Are you drunk?
No.
I think he's just doing it to jinx us.
No. I back Collingwood from the start as well. They've been a better team. I just think MCG, much more experience in finals. They'll get the job done.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously I'll say Collingwood, but it's going to be, I can't see it being a blowout at all. It'll be within 2 goals, and they just match up so well, like both teams. Like their forward line is dangerous, their back lines are unreal, and their midfield are A-class. So I think it all comes down to whoever, settles first, settles the nerves first and starts playing their brand of football early.
Could come down to the two coaches, to be fair. Who coaches the best on the day?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see, because there's so many players across the park cancel each other out. But, I reckon Collingwood will win, and I reckon De Goey will stand up again and get Norm Smith. Who you reckon for Norm Smith?
If he can get on the field.
He'll get on the field, mate.
Don't take him off too early.
They won't there, no. What do you reckon? Who you reckon get best on? Young'un?
I'm with you, mate.
De Goey, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Take a stab, you twats. All right. Well, that's just put it. That's go. Now, are you going?
Fuck Queensland. Listen, they're up for a big one this week in that fucking state. When was the last time? There probably wasn't a last time that the Broncos and Brisbane Lions have been in a GF.
No,
Brisbane haven't been in since like 2002, 2003, around that area. So
good stat, Young, and I reckon someone will correct us, but I think you're probably right. But you know what? Who cares? Brisbane
That's
Lions
right.
will win.
No, fuck them. Hate Queensland.
Yes. Fucking oath.
Got the boys.
That's it.
All right. So we're 2-1. Pies, boys. What are you doing for the game, JB? It's a big week down your way. Obviously,
Yeah.
being a Collingwood, Richmond, Sydney, Brisbane, Hawthorn. You're a fan of every club. So what are all the supporters clubs doing for the day, mate?
He's coming up to Sydney.
No. Just around my folks' place, there about 30 odd people come around. We do like a family tipping competition, so get them all around, and it'll be stressful for the old man on the day, I'm sure. But
all Collingwood fans.
No, half and half. Well, me and the old man are Collingwood, and my sister, my old lady's Richmond.
Yeah.
But it'll be a big day as usual. So
On the drink from midday.
Yes. Yes.
No, brilliant. Well, let's get on to the main game, boys. On Sunday, Penrith versus Brisbane. Again, two best teams all year. Both deserve to be there. Probably just like the AFL. It's been the two best sides from probably 6 or 8 weeks out, to be fair.
Yeah.
That they all sort of shone. And you look at the two games on the weekend, I said it just before, they both started slow. Obviously, Warriors scored first. Penrith did score first, but then the Storm sort of hit back. But after that 20-minute mark, both the Broncos and the Panthers probably didn't look like losing. Although the referees helped the Broncos when the quarterback, Reece Walsh, decided to put a Patrick Mahomes helmet on and just throw one.
That was so bad.
That was horrible. But
well, you know what? I'm glad the referee lost his spot over that.
Yeah, so. And look, what I'm also glad was it didn't... Look, it was 24-12, but the Warriors didn't look like scoring a try, so it really didn't affect the outcome of the game.
I know. It's just awful, though.
It's just horrible,
it's just horrible refereeing.
It's horrible. And look, I think Penrith were pretty clinical. They give a few of their injured boys the chance to have a run in Luai and Tungor. Tungor looked pretty slow at times, so he's got a run under his belt. But boys, it's one for me between the 8, 10 and 13, whoever gets on top in that pack. JB, we said it last year on the panel. Most Para fans and all the Fox Sports pundits and everyone said, Para got to go through the front door and knock out the big boys.
Yeah,
and they got absolutely slaughtered. Now, Junior Paulo's did it basically on his own. If Payne, Haas, Flegler and Carrigan don't go it together, Fisher, Harris, Leota and Isaiah Yeo will eat them up, yeah?
Oh, definitely. That Prison's forward pack is obviously, better than Para's, but they have that X factor in Payne Haas as well, like he's big and strong.
Like a centre, young. Remember we were talking about it?
Yeah,
he's
and that's the difference, look, it's going to be, I reckon it'll be similar to like 2015 grand final, that close,
Yeah.
You're right. It comes down to the forward packs and who gets into down the field better, because you know what Cleary and Reynolds are going to do. It's going to be a ripper game, tell you.
I think it's going to come down to completed sets.
Yeah,
and Penrith are the kings of completing sets. Brisbane are good, but they're a bit more flamboyant. So when Penrith play Para are that sort of team that throw the ball around. They'll have a lower completion rate, but you can sort of,
offloads.
You can offloads and you can score tries with your Bryce Cartwrights and doing all that sort of shit. But the discipline isn't there, and that's where I think Penrith's going to get the wood over Brisbane, because I just think their structure is too strong, and they will complete more sets than Brisbane. Brisbane will fumble the ball or give away a penalty, and I think Penrith will eat them up and take advantage.
I think if they can find a way to not give Reece Walsh space out the back, close that space quick, then it really pushes back on Brisbane. They've got to be completing their sets, But I think that's a big difference if they can nullify him.
And I think the biggest thing is Brisbane haven't had that come up against that defensive team who will take you to deep water. Like, Brisbane are going to have to stay in this game for 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And at times they're going to be going, we need to give up.
Well, at times throughout the season, they've relied on their lead, their quick start, and they might have a couple of tries advantage throughout the game where they can kind of
hold on
and have a rest kind of thing. And
I
don't think this could be, it could be a low scoring game, it could be high scoring game, but I think it's going to be close the whole way through,
Yeah.
So they're going to have to be on.
I think you're right, because if Penrith have to start playing catch-up footy, they're just as dangerous if they want to be.
Yeah.
But boys, back to my bet.
Yeah.
I've put Josh Dunkley into Liam Martin.
Okay.
He wants to go to Vegas.
And we're going to Vegas. It's paying $528 for $1. $278 for $1.
Ooh.
And I've put it on. Now, the reason Youngins we're having a conversation, but Cleary's too short for me. He's at $3.50. And look, to be fair, probably deserves the fact that it's $3.50, because if we win, he probably does get man of the match, right? But Liam Martin can break open this game in both defence and attack.
Yep.
And if he scores a couple of meat pies, whacks a couple of blokes, gets sent to the sin bin or whatever, he's in the media. And I think he goes close.
Not Edwards can't go back to back.
Look, he probably does, but again, I just went for a bit of value.
Yeah.
I've done a couple
I
of
didn't go Jordan De Goey. I went Josh Dunkley as well.
Yeah, okay.
I've done 3 sneakies actually.
Yeah, so Young's bet the whole team just to try and win some cash.
I've done 3 sneakies, and it's all mathematically.
Listen, maths isn't your strong point, mate. So
I know. 2 plus 2 is 5. I've thrown a 50 on Yo, right? Yo's paying 14s. That's $700 and something return.
For what? For the Clive Churchill?
For Clive Churchill. Then I've thrown a sneaky 50 on Dylan Edwards. He's paying 10s. That's a 500 return. And then you've got...
I've got no more money in my account.
No. I've done another one on Hedo's man, Liam Martin. If that gets up, I'll take yous all out and I'll fly you up.
Well, boys, last year I had Bizza at $55. I had a tenner on Bizza at 55, and I'll say this: if Dylan Edwards doesn't make that try-saving tackle,
100%.
is a winger, a Clive Churchill medalist as a winger. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But boys, look, I'm backing. I am backing Penrith, and I'm not backing them with any confidence. I'm backing them because they've been the best team all year, and their system stands up in finals. Absolutely stands up in finals. And I think, Young, you might have said it to me the other day. The Brisbane team looked like the Penrith team 4 years ago when Penrith got done by Melbourne. Young, rash.
Yeah.
Penrith didn't handle the big occasion on that day.
Yeah.
But then it come back.
But they're coming.
Last two after that.
Yeah. And that's, I stand by that, mate. Definitely Brisbane have a comp within them within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The longer the Clearys and Dylan Edwards and all that are at Penrith with their, academy and everything, like, man, they're a juggernaut. You got to, look at the game against Melbourne. Melbourne's been the pinnacle for a long time. And they had all their good players. And I know they've been a bit off this year, but Penrith made Melbourne look like fucking the West Tigers. They tore them apart. Like, probably they're hands down the best game Penrith's played this year. They were up for that game, big time.
Yeah,
they were Fisher Harris was out of control. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
When it comes down to finals, man,
And boys, JB, I'll let you finish. And what I forgot to add is Penrith's bench is unbelievable. Like when Lindsay Smith and Spencer Leniu come on, Spencer Leniu goes absolute Burko for 25 minutes and comes off and gives the big boys a rest. I think we have an advantage on the bench because in big games, Flegler isn't going to be able to go the long minutes. Payne-Haas probably can, but you lose that rotation for me on Brisbane, that's all. And Spencer Leniu scores in the grand final this year.
Yeah, I'll back that.
Yeah, okay.
Now, JB, give us your opinion as a proper Penrith hater.
Nah, look, I think Brisbane will win. I'm going Broncos. I think that the 4 packs will just belt the shit out of each other, and you'll find that it'll be they'll cancel each other out, right? And I just think that Reynolds, Mam, and Reece Walsh, they'll just turn it on. I think the kicking game of Reynolds at the moment, obviously up there with bloody Cleary, but I just think that he'll get a lot of repeat sets in, and then the X factor of Mam and Reece Walsh, I think that he'll just turn it on.
Well, there you go. The Moz is back. The Mock's back. Get as much on Penrith as you can get.
13 plus.
Patrick Carrigan will get Clive Churchill.
Big call. I don't mind that, actually. I don't mind that. I think it's...
Look, if Brisbane win, it's Reynolds or
Carrigan.
Patrick. Yeah.
Because I think if Brisbane win, Reece Walsh doesn't have a standout game because he won't have the room to run.
Yeah. I don't know. I can just see him just absolutely exploding.
Someone will poleaxe him from Penrith, I reckon.
I hope he headbutts Luai again. That'd be funny.
I reckon that. I honestly reckon what they did to Mike Acevo and Clint Gutherson in that you don't want to be catching a Cleary bomb to take the first hit up.
Hey, here's one for you. Do you reckon there's been a bit of chat during the week about the protection that Yo's given Cleary?
Yeah. And who's brought it up?
Yeah, your mate, 360.
Who? Paul Kemp?
Paul Crawley. I just watched it, James Hooper.
Yeah.
And it's now been taken to the NRL, and the NRL have come out and said it's a penalty every time.
Now, do you reckon it'll get called? Because no doubt they will try. And if you look at the replay, they had a fair few on. There's a couple that were blatant, right? But there was a couple that you can't really tell, right? They do disguise it very well. But do you reckon they'll call a penalty on it?
No way, because if they do, because I've seen footage of the Broncos doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it's got to be both ways.
Yeah, look, and I don't say that should just be Penrith, but I reckon they call it. I reckon they'll call it.
If they do, the game is shot, mate. The game, and James Hooper and Paul Crawley, someone will get after them too. Don't come out west, let me tell you. Which Paul Crawley doesn't come out west anyway, because most people want to get to him. Look, I get your point, but Paul Crawley, James Hooper just showed a piece that Penrith are again cheating in the way they tackle near the line because they hold them up and turn them away from the goal line. He's saying that's cheating.
That's not cheating.
I hate James. I hate James.
So Braith Anasta, who should have been on The Bachelor because he's just I can't stand Braith anyway. Anyway, that's another story. But Braith's going, so what? They're 3-person in a tackle and they move them to turn away from the front. So they're winning the tackle. And Hooper goes, yeah, but it's a jiu-jitsu move.
Oh, fuck off.
Look, it's not. It's smart. You know, it's very smart.
You win the tackle. You turn them so they have to make another 3 seconds to turn around.
Yeah. And if they hold them down for too long because they're trying to turn them, then it's a penalty. But if you do it all within the time frame and it's not high or anything, you're not sticking your fingers up their ass, hop away style, but...
Yeah. Look, it's going to be a great grand final, lads. I think it's probably going to be one of the best we've seen in a while. It won't be a blowout, I don't think, like the last year's grand final. Could be a couple of points in it.
But look, it could come down to the ref. You got your ref you wanted. Adam G. Apparently,
mate, take your hat off, James Hooper.
I heard that. I saw that last night as well. I thought that is such a very long bow to draw.
So they didn't go back to. So there was a stat put out on social media today. If you take that back to 2020,
Yeah,
they lost 4 games under him in 2020.
yeah.
And Brisbane won 5 of their 6 in 2020 again with Adam G.
I don't know if you saw it, Young'un, but they had this stat last night on NRL 360 that Penrith, the last 17 games that Adam G's been the ref, they've won 16, and they're saying this is bullshit. It's unfair.
Oh.
They're getting their Penrith ref.
And in that time, they've lost 4 games in the space of
that's right.
Like they've lost 4 games.
Just because they're too good and they don't lose, it's not the ref's fault.
That's right.
Who's News Corp own Foxtel and Brisbane Broncos? What happens to the share price if the Broncos win?
Oh, that's right.
Fox reporters might keep their job for another year.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Massive long weekend in both states. Matt, good chance to just get on the drink and just forget about life, really, and just hope your team wins, or it could be a long weekend. But come on, the Panthers.
Collingwood Penrith.
All right. Now, boys, quickly, want to touch on a few things overseas. JB, Young and Ange has just turned Tottenham into a team that everyone loves. And look, I can't love them. I can love Ange, but I can't love Tottenham. And Young, you've been sending memes out every day. Who I can get in love with is Son and Madison. But boys, he's in the media every day. He's changed the perception of Australian coaches already. And the bloke's just a superstar, mate. You saw him in that press conference the other day when that young Down syndrome boy wanted to ask a question. The MC wanted to wrap it up, and he said, "No, mate, let's take another question." So he certainly endeared himself to the English media and the English fans, and he's got a meeting out of the palm of his hand.
Mate, he's not only doing it for Australian coaching and stuff like that, but Tottenham have been like the laughing club for a long time. You know, trophy-less and all that sort of stuff, and they've always had good players and can never win anything. But now it's like, I think Ange is starting to diffuse that, and there's a lot of belief overseas with Tottenham, especially obviously in London and whatnot. So, and that's credit to Ange and the way he coaches. And he's performing, man. Like I don't know what they'd like. I mean, they drew just recently to Arsenal at the Emirates 2-2.
Yeah, and went behind both times 2-1.
Yeah, and they get like an own goal, and a penalty scored against them, and they equalise straight away. And without people like Harry Kane and stuff, it's just the belief that he's put into the players. I couldn't be more proud of where he's come from and what he's doing. And I'm.
Well, you're supporting Tottenham because ManU is shit. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, that's where I'm at right now in my life. So
let's touch on those fun facts. How does Erik ten Hag really still have a job, Scott?
I don't think he'll see out the season if results keep going the way they are. I know we got up this morning against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. It's a bit of a nuffy game. He was playing his reserve grade. Harry Maguire started. That's how good the side was. I mean, we won 3-0 quite comfortably.
Slab it. How many goals? How many passes?
It didn't score any goals. Actually, that was nice.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, and JB, you can put your 2 cents worth in here too. Erik ten Hag took over and wanted Ronaldo out, right?
Yeah. I knew
you were
going to bring this up.
I know you want to carry on, right?
Fuck's sake.
You flick Ronaldo and say he's no good. He's got issues with the team. Ten Hag puts his media people in and get photos of this, get photos of that, and whatever else, right? Made out Ronaldo was the issue. Yes?
Yep.
Right. You got Mason Greenwood carrying on like a pork chop, right?
Yeah.
Wanted to keep him at the club, right? And was lost over by fanfare, so he's out on loan. Yep. Anthony, another Brazilian, right? Anthony the Brazilian. He's got issues as well, and we won't go into that because it is what it is, right? Now Jordan Sancho's come out and called him a liar. You don't come out and call your gaffer a liar, right?
No.
He's lost the dressing room for me.
Yeah, he has, and he brought in Anthony.
Yep.
So he told everyone, get him, and paid, 90 million for him. He's got a left foot, he's shit, and he cries every time he gets tackled.
Yeah.
And now he's done some off-field drama, which is totally against where the club's at.
Yeah, and he's been
he's been accused of some bad stuff.
Yeah,
and it's not good, and he deserves all the punishment he gets. Jadon Sancho to come out and say that sort of stuff, it's eye-opening as well. You don't just make that sort of stuff up. And then you're right. You go back to Ronaldo, the way he painted Ronaldo when Ronaldo was the top scorer. He's probably the best striker the Premier League's ever seen, and we had him. And
you had him because he was loyal. He could have gone anywhere.
I know, mate. I know, and it's just. Yeah, so it's very, very hard. It's very hard. And we got rid of him and we brought in Wout Weghorst. Great guy, good heart, tried a lot, but couldn't score a goal. Fucking hell.
Mate, he sounds like he's a hot.
As a soccer player, that's how you want to be described. Good bloke, good heart.
Yeah. Bit like myself, really. Just ran a lot.
He goes all right. All right.
Good bloke. Good to get on the piss with. Can't play football. Fucking hell.
Well, it's not going to be the same thing as, remember how much you were given Michael Voss stick during the year, saying he should be sacked.
Yeah,
and they turned it around. So it's not going to be that situation, is it?
I don't think so.
Well,
I've been saying it to my Mancunian mates and whatever. I'll
tell you what's
keeping United. We're too big of a club. We're too big of a club to just allow that to happen. And if results keep failing, then he's out. He's gone.
What's keeping him out of the papers is how bad Pochettino and Chelsea are. If Chelsea start winning some games, right, and Poch gets Chelsea back on track, which I can't see that happening either. But if Chelsea start winning games, then the heat falls all over Ten Hag and United.
Yeah, you're right. Because Chelsea are so bad.
Yeah, they're bad. That's so good.
And they've got a better team than United, man.
Oh, mate, they've got a better team than most. On paper, they've got a better team than most.
It's
probably
ridiculous.
Another than Man City.
Yeah.
But it's a big game for Tottenham this week. They've got Liverpool. And Andrew's come out and said he's a boyhood Liverpool fan, Bill Shankly and all that. So,
where's it
this week?
Where's it at?
Scott, that's a great question. Thanks for throwing me straight under the bus. I didn't look into that. But talk amongst yourselves and I'll tell you. It is. It is. It's at Tottenham.
Yeah, good game.
It's at Tottenham. Liverpool win 4-0. Don't stress.
Tottenham win 2-1.
Oh.
Wow. Boys, what I want all of our listeners and all of our viewers to go and do is go and watch the away fans when they go to Luton Town. They all sing the same song. We can see you in your bath. We can see you in your bath. If you can get on it,
that is awesome.
They picked up a point on the weekend. God love them.
Yeah, I know. Then the Dirtbags lost in the Carabao Cup, cost me another multi, but anyway, we won't go into that. But if you can get it on social media, we'll share it on ours. Every time they've had a home game, everyone's chanting up the stairs, we can see you in the bath. We can see you in your bath. To the Luton boys. So, EPL, Ange's doing well and Manchester United aren't. So it's quite good now, JB. When we left the potty last, it was a big day for our Australian fighters in the UFC. And Ty got touched up a bit. But so did Adesanya. But Tyson Pedro came out on top. Looks to be back.
Yeah, he's back. He's good to go now. He's had that layoff, and I think that he'll start climbing back up the ladder. Maybe probably his next fight he'll fight some a ranked opponent. So yeah, it's looking good. I mean, yeah, it was unfortunate with Tuivasa.
The bite was just too good early, wasn't it?
It's just the reach on him. He just ties that fighter. He wants to fight in the phone box, and you can't get in with Volkov. So, which I don't know. It's hard. I don't really like to say. I don't know where Ty goes from here. I think he can, he still track some good fights and some decent money, but in terms of fighting towards a title, I don't think. Yeah, I'll have to go back and reassess a few things, but yeah, it's probably the biggest upset.
Because you had Adesanya in the multi, didn't you, to finish him?
Yeah. I had him to win on points.
Points, yeah.
But yeah, wow, did not see that coming. He just played a good game plan, and Izzy just did not know how to even get involved. I think usually what happens is a lot of people wait for Izzy to make moves and try and counter him or read off Izzy, but Strickland was just thought, stuff, I'm going to hunt you down and not give you time to set anything up.
Yeah.
And Izzy just didn't have a plan. So, which is weird from him. He usually comes out with something, but it's interesting. It'll be an interesting time now because the UFC, there's a bit of a debate going on what you do with him now because he signed a 10-fight, $20 million deal about 2 fights ago. So the UFC have put a lot of money into him. They're saying he shouldn't get a rematch because you can't just keep giving people rematches, So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Certainly interesting moving forward. And boys, we're obviously moving into cricket season, whatever else. There's a World Cup coming up, and we'll get on to that. But
speaking of World Cups, before we get into it, Hedo, a bit off the cuff here. The Rugby World Cup.
Oh yes, Scott, great pickup,
mate. What the fuck is going on?
Who cares for me? No.
Hang on. Come on. We're not going to make it in God knows how long. And
first time ever, we're not going to make it out of the group stage.
And the coach is sus. He's very sus. What's going on?
He was on the phone to the Japanese rugby team.
Yeah,
he's denying it till the cows come home, mate.
No. He's interviewing for Japan. They love him over there.
Yeah.
Mate, he was on the radio this morning saying, I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'll tell you, there's been a lot of outspoken people about it, and he dropped Michael Hooper, who was the captain, right? And he looks like he's done it. We just spoke about Ten Hag wanted a scapegoat when he was there, and he made Ronaldo his scapegoat, right? Put his stamp on the team. Well, Eddie Jones is coming in and trying to make a stamp on the team and dropped our best player and captain. Mate, Michael Hooper's been captain of the Wallabies forever.
For a long time.
Right? He's the number 7, and he's the be-all and end-all of what the Wallabies are. And he's given him the lemonade and SARS and gone, I'll pick another captain just for the sake of this tour.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not great. Like it's fair enough if you're not going to win the World Cup, but Australia shouldn't be this bad.
No. You know what it's if you're Australian rugby, you've got to look at it in a good way and go, if we had made it out of the group and done half decent, it was masking over all the issues because they wouldn't have had a proper in-depth look into how bad rugby is.
Do you think this will have an effect on Suali'i?
Yeah, he won't go.
You don't reckon he'll go now?
No.
I don't blame him, to be honest.
No. But he won't be at the Roosters, by the way, either then.
No.
You'll go to Penrith.
Nah.
For $100,000 a year.
Yeah, right.
We don't want him. But, Young, that's a great shout. That's a great shout. You wouldn't even know the Rugby World Cup's on, to be honest.
Nah.
I don't know about you blokes, but I used to watch it all the time. Like the Rugby World Cup, it used to be sort of just like the Football World Cup, right? You used to get up and watch
Oh, yeah. George Gregan days, man.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
John Eales, Matt Giddo,
Yeah.
those days. But, yeah, well...
Campese? Was he the kicker on the sideline?
Yeah.
David Campese.
Campese's absolutely ripping. He's been blocked on Twitter by Australian Rugby, he reckons, because no one's responding to him. He's been called.
He was my favourite player in like 98 World Cup, whatever it was, man.
Yeah,
back in the...
I heard an interview with him the other day. He said, I think I've been blocked on Twitter by all Australian rugby and Australian rugby officials because no one's returning my calls, no one wants to talk to me, and no one's replying to my tweets.
except for people like you.
Yeah, I reply. Good on you, Campo.
Yeah.
Show us your goosey. All right, boys. Look, enjoy the long weekend. Up the Pars. Up the Pars and up the Lions. We're going to have a bit of a rest for this podcast. Another one of our friends takes on another European tour as of next week. Just Dan Andrews just got sacked, but we look like we have another politician just roaming around the world
on taxpayers' money.
just doing what he wants. So Dan Andrews leaves, and we've got another one flying away. So. Yeah, we've got a mate over in Germany for the next couple of weeks, so we'll have to reassess where this some people on this podcast are.
Yeah, sorry, boys. Yeah, enjoy a couple of weeks.
Well,
I'll be in Hamburg.
Boys, enjoy the long weekend. JB, keep your teeth in, please, if the Pies win.
They'll win, mate. Don't worry. They'll win, and the Broncos will get it done.
On that note,
crickets. Hey, I'll leave you with a joke, right? If that's not a joke, I'll leave you with a joke.
Thanks, James Super.
Boys, I just want to talk about it. Oh, fuck, mate, I can't.
Who are you trying to buzz?
No, I was trying to be a James Hooper.
Yeah, that's why he's going to Germany.
You better work on that.
You take your fucking hat off. You can be him, mate. You get fucking dead set, throw a boat on your head, mate. You'll be fucking James Super.
You can jump on cars drunk as well.
Fucking toe ball, fuck. Let's go.
Oh, wow. We're getting very hostile in our last episode here. We shouldn't have hit record just yet. This is going to be the funniest.
All right. So, joke of the week.
Finish us off. Brought to you by
Collingwood's 2023 Premiership.
Oh, fuck off.
All right, families at a dinner table. The son asks the father, Dad, how many kinds of boobs are there? The father, surprised, answers, well, son, a woman goes through 3 phases. In her 20s, a woman's breasts are like melons. They're round and firm. In the 30s and 40s, they're like pears. Still nice, but they're hanging a bit. After 50, they're like onions. Onions? The son asked. Yeah, you've seen them make you cry. This infuriated the wife and daughter. The daughter asked Mum, how many kinds of willies are there? Well, the mother smiled and said, well, dear, a man goes through 3 phases also. In his 20s, his willy is like an oak tree, mighty and hard. In his 30s and 40s, it's like a birch, flexible but reliable. After his 50s, it's like a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree? The daughter asked. Yeah, it's dead from the root up, and the balls are just for decorations.
Oh, very good.
Very good. Very good.
All right, gents.
All right, lads.
No, it'd be a good weekend. Good weekend of sport.
Yeah, and we'll we'll revert back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Up
Big
the
weekend.
Pies.
Up the Pies.
Up the Pies and
All right,
Bronx.
Panthers. All right, lads.
All right.
All
See
right.
you, gents.
No, you
Hooroo.
hang up. No, you
Enjoy
hang
it.
up. Okay.
You hang
No,
up.
you hang up.